How's it going, you beautiful people? That's such a bad Australian accent. Today, I wanted to talk about the future of F1 and compare it with Formula E to try and decipher whether or not Formula E could be a viable alternative to Formula 1. Just a quick disclaimer though before this video starts. What I'm about to say is probably going to offend someone who works in the FIA. So if you are easily offended, then watch the video to the end, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and only then can you leave an angry comment on this video. So without wasting any more of your precious time, let's jump straight into the first problem with Formula E, which is the power. Formula E cars at the moment make something around 300 horsepower, which is far less than many modern hot hatches, and they weigh about the same as John Brown and Minnock. Obviously, the technology of electric cars has a long way to go before we can reach its full potential, but we can see with cars like the Rimac Concept 2 and the upcoming Tesla Roadster that electric power can produce some scary power numbers, with both of those cars making way over 1500 horsepower. There is, however, a downside to this, with most electric cars being very, very fat.
Damn, boy, he's thick!
I'm talking triple the weight of an F1 car just because of the batteries. That's almost the same weight as a Ford Transit or a Ford Raptor if you're from the States, which apparently 15.8% of you are. Imagine taking that lump round a track. Problem number 2, the noise.
You probably expect the noise it makes to be classical too, like a cello being played by an angel in a pillow of honey.
F1 cars have obviously got the upper hand here, as they actually make a noise. While the V6 turbo hybrid engine may not be everyone's cup of tea or coffee if you're not from where I live, it's better than the noise Formula E cars make, which is comparable to someone taking a cockerel and aggressively rubbing it on a chalkboard. I mean, some electric cars sound good in my opinion, in a futuristic kind of way, but Formula E just sounds like someone's nan has their hearing aids turned up to the max. Not nice in my opinion. Problem number 3, the cars themselves. While I've already covered the power and the weight, I've missed out one of the key differences between the two sports: the actual design and aerodynamics of the cars. Yes, the Formula E car may be a handsome lad, but that's worth nothing if it spends its entire life dawdling around street circuits that aren't even good enough for normal cars to drive around, let alone what is supposed to be a car full of innovation and technological advances. On road tyres.
You serious?
Yep. I mean, seriously, who thought it was a good idea to put the same tyres used on a family saloon, or sedan, as you Americans like to call it, on a race car? Problem number 4, the race format. This is the least worst part of Formula E, in my opinion, with the race being 45 minutes long, plus 1 lap. But if you factor in the fact that Formula E cars take the same amount of time to complete a lap as it takes the Haas team to make a pit stop, you can guarantee that the race will be long. One of the most ridiculous things about Formula E though, isn't the cars, or the noise, or even the eternity that it takes the Formula E car to drag its immense mass around the track. It's the way the entire sport seems to have been designed by a 5-year-old who's only ever played Mario Kart on the Wii. I mean, since when was having speed boosts a good idea? Don't get me started on fan boost. If you don't know what fan boost is, then basically take the Formula 1 driver of the day vote, and then say, that driver of the day gets a free use of DRS for a lap. It sounds good in theory, but in practice it just means that all the so-called motorsport fans just vote for their favourite driver, leaving all the other drivers depressed and unloved in the fan favourites' electrified dust. Before we move on to the final problem, I just wanted to list a few obvious pros to the sport, so here we go. Number 1, it makes Greta Thunberg happy. Number 2, the driver lineup is pretty good. Stoffel Van Dorn, Brendan Hartley, Nick De Vries, Felipe Massa, just to name a few. And the best part of it, it's completely free to watch, as Formula E have all their races on YouTube for you to binge on. No paying £40 a month for Sky Sports, or £2.29 a month if you're as skint as me to watch all the old F1 races on F1 TV. Yeah, that's about it. There's not really many pros to this. And finally, problem number 5. There's another series that features ex-F1 drivers and is free to watch, which doesn't sound like an extremely loud hearing aid or have Mario Kart-esque speed boosts, and doesn't feature cars the way the same as a London bus. And his name is IndyCar. Anyway guys, that's basically all I had to say for this video, so if you didn't enjoy it, then leave a like. But if you found it too offensive for you, then the comment section is open for you to argue with me and any other viewers. Also, consider subscribing to the channel. It's completely free and it helps me out. I hope you enjoyed the video. Auf Wiedersehen. Auf Wiedersehen. Wiedersehen.
What a wonderful world.